Hello, everyone. My name is Kyle.
I'm
Alex.
I'm Rachel.
It's Tony.
And we are Pseudo Adults. Welcome to episode 195 of the Pseudo Adults podcast. It's a show where you could find anywhere you find podcasts. You could watch the video version on youtube.com/Space Zambonie when you're a member. Members only, yo. Audio version everywhere, of course. And you can follow me on social medias at Pseudo Adults.
Audio Jungle.
Oh.
Audio Jungle.
Whoa. Guys, if you want more content like this, thank you for being part of Space Zambonie. If you're watching this with your eyes, and if you're listening with your ears, consider becoming a member for as low as $1 a month, less than a cup of coffee, and a Wonder Woman mug.
Wow.
You can't even see that side. It's a Wonder Woman
Oh,
mug.
lefty mug problems.
Oh, man.
Oh my god. You can't. Well, at least I get to look at the picture.
That's true, because you're the one that wants to look at the Wonder Woman.
Because I am Wonder Woman.
Right, of course.
I am the Wonder Woman.
I thought you were Wonderwall.
You're my Wonder.
Well, that's where Wonder Woman puts all her stuff.
Oh my god. The wall of invisibility.
Or playing.
You just see all the items because it's
What is that? But yeah, we're doing a lot of cool stuff, a lot of fun stuff, so consider checking us out. We have music videos, we have parody comedy albums, we have comics, we have cartoons, we got all the likes, so check us out. Much love.
If you're a pop culture fan, check out Inner Warrior if you want to level up in life. And if you want to get into an IT career, check out Inner Tech Warrior.
I'm Rachel.
Wow.
Rachel's here, everyone.
Hi.
The keeper of the optimism.
I'm here. Yeah, there's no optimism anywhere but here. So you have to pay the $1 to be here.
Oh, man.
And we're
Unless you're listening.
Unless you're listening, which is totally okay, but you're missing out on my beautiful face. So
and
great.
all the comparisons to a famous award-winning actress.
Yes, which I have no relation.
Oh, and depending how far we get with our topics today, because we have a lot, we'll be talking about a show that she was in.
Yes.
But
Oh my God, yes.
it's been quite a while since we recorded, and I feel silly being the one to be like, oh, the announcement because it's Alex's, so I'll let Alex talk.
I had another baby.
Yeah.
I have birthed another baby. I have put another baby into this world, and now it has to deal with my seed.
Yeah, thanks to your Drake-sized peen.
No, well, my kid's name is Drake in honor of his king-size. My kid's
Staring at
name.
him right now.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
He is the size of Drake's peen.
To be honest, yes.
Sure about that?
You sure about that? Aw, he's confirming.
It's like the post-birth size comparisons, like before the baby's born, like, oh, it's the size of an orange, the size of like a cantaloupe, and now it's just like
Size of a freight car.
Yeah.
size of a famous rapper's
Yeah, an
junk.
18-wheeler. I like that if Drake's Wiener's got 18 wheels on it to help him move it around.
Let's talk about the beautiful thing about a baby being born some more.
Oh, whoops. I just can't get Drake's Wiener out of my head.
In the same sentence as a baby. I can't.
Aw, he's crying now. But yeah, Corey Drake was born. We had the fun hospital experience, and it was way different because last time when we had AJ, it was during COVID time, so no one could visit. If I left the room, I couldn't come back into the hospital.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, and there was just so much that was going on. Like this time was significantly better. Able to see people, able to have visitors. Gianna's C-section wasn't like an emergency.
Yeah.
So it went so smooth, and she felt better like pretty quickly. Although the TVs at the hospital were like, they took away all the movies. So yeah, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, so last time we watched every single X-Men movie,
Oh, dang.
all of them.
Wow.
Like on demand, or
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we were able to like on demand all the X-Men movies. And for whatever reason, this time the only thing that we could watch was Catfish.
The TV show.
Yes. So I ended up getting addicted to the Catfish MTV show because it's the only thing I watched for like 3 days.
Oh, dang.
And to the point where even when I went home, I bought the movie. I was like, I need to see where this started now.
There's
Yeah.
a movie? That's
Yeah,
where it
that's
started?
it, yeah.
I did not know that. Interesting.
Well, I remember when that show started, and I was like, "Oh, it started with the movie." I went to watch the movie, but then I accidentally watched swordfish instead.
Oh.
Because that term catfish was still so foreign and new to me that I actually watched the whole wrong movie. And I was just like, what does this have to do with like faking who you are online or whatever I thought catfishing was? Let's just got Halle Berry and Hugh Jackman. And
Whoa, what a combo.
Yeah. And there was a third famous person in it too.
I don't remember the name, but yeah.
Considering I saw that a long time ago, the fact that I remember that's significant. But yeah.
So if I do step out, which I'm about to, it's because I'm taking care of baby. So don't mind
baby
me.
Every day, taking care of baby. Well, anyway, so I bet you're curious to get anyone's updates from, you know, if they have any like stories from their own lives from the past, you know, few weeks that are podcast worthy. I could tell one from my own. In the meantime, just because I was just like, oh, you know, this is the opportunity to like you drop your memories in the pensive of the podcast world. I think I've talked about the fun adventures of trying to change the heating in my house from oil to gas. It's finally happened.
Nice.
Ooh.
Can you believe it?
Does it feel different?
Well, keeping it warmer for sure. So yes, it feels different.
Oh my god.
So it's like I could tell the 18-minute version of the story, or I could try like kind of cut through the points. Back in September of 2023, my oil tank started leaking, discovered that it was dripping. So it got it like temporarily patched, and they pumped out all the oil to these outside drums. I had like 4 drums that were filled with like 60-gallon drums that were filled with the oil. And then once winter hit, like each one of those drums only lasts like a week and a half with our old inefficient burner. And we were like, we wanted to switch to gas heating anyway. It was just like, it was just newly brought on the block to our understanding right before we moved into the house, like maybe within the past year or so. And just went from like, oh, maybe we'll do it at some point during future house things, being like, oh no, we need to do it like yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Because it's not like, you know, the other alternative was, oh, get a brand new oil tank and just keep living that life. We're like, no, we're not going to go back on that. So once winter hit, and you know, like it kind of caught. It's all my fault. Like I tried to catch it off. It caught me off guard of like, oh, it's out already. Because not only every person that comes and serviced it said something different, and they're like, that last guy's an idiot. Here's what you need to know. And it's like, aren't you guys colleagues? And I never saw the same person twice, even though I had to call them so often. They're like, oh yeah, you just take the big old, you know, pipe thing that's in one of the oil drums, just take it out and put it in the next one. I'm like, that sounds simple enough. And then the first one runs out, and I put in the second one, and it doesn't work. And I'm like trying to restart this burner. I'm like, I'm gonna burn my house down.
Oh man.
So I had to call the guy, and they're like, no, you have to call us every single time because we have to vent the burner, and any air that's introduced in the line needs to be removed, obviously.
Wow.
And just call us. It's no big deal. I'm like, fine. But then they're like, rock your drum back and forth to try and feel if it's getting light and empty. If you feel like it's getting light and empty, give us a call. So it's like I'm doing this like voodoo of like
storing no
it's
oil.
pretty light, but it could be lighter.
You gotta light candles around it and
around an oil drum.
That's kind of a voodoo ritual.
Yeah.
Burn your house down.
Sensing
Life
2
insurance
days.
policy.
Yeah. Kaboom.
Ooh, yeah.
And so it about, I don't know, I'd say like 2 or 3 weeks before the actual gas conversion happened, we actually we were on our the oil drum ran out, and we had another one. However, this like serendipitously bad thing happened at the same time where we had 2 problems somehow simultaneously. Somehow we ran out of oil in one of the drums, but then the line that was pre-existing in our house, it kind of went into our basement floor, was like, it was crimped, and then it wasn't able to take in any further oil. So it's like, you're telling me we were able to empty an oil drum, but now we can't take in any more oil from the next drum. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, that makes very little sense. That seems like a crazy, bizarre coincidence. But that was the issue, that they weren't able to resolve it that night. I had to stay up till 3 a.m. for the guy to come and say, I can't fix it for you.
wow.
And I had to work the next day, you know, 4 hours later, 3 hours later. And they had to like, you know, we had like a new temporary just like line running through our window in our basement to the burner. And so so on January 30th was the day of the actual gas conversion. And I was just like bored in my house, just watching like the plumbers go by and the electricians go by and all the moving parts. I guess I should have been like, yay, it's happening. I was like, I'm bored. And, they do their stuff gradually. I got to watch them suffer to take out my old oil tank, which was pretty fun. I heard they could cut those things up if they need to, but they didn't. They just they were just like going for it. And my backdoor camera caught the whole thing of them like trying to lift it out. Like the process of like when they finally got up the stairs to being out was 5.5 minutes, and like them trying to just carry up the basement stairs was like it felt like maybe close to an hour. Like it's like they suffered every step of the way, and I heard them saying stuff like stay in school, kids. They're like regretting all their life decisions that brought them up to this point. So I was like, all right.
I feel like if we ever converted ours, they would have to cut it up. How would they even get it out of our basement? Our basement, like, you can't even get a couch down those stairs, like, let alone that.
How'd they get it in?
That's a good question. It's a valid question.
They put it there and built the house around it.
Yeah. They probably, because it used to be, they just fixed the basement. Yeah. So I wonder if it was there before they even, like, did any of the I mean, I'm sure it was there. Yeah, it was there. Yeah. Before they did any cosmetic stuff. So now that they did the cosmetic stuff, I'm like, you're making it harder to get it out. Yeah. If need be.
Which means they would, I don't know. I mean, it's cosmetic, so I guess it means it looks nice, but then they would have to try and take stuff apart to get it out of the way, which is, our basement looks like crap, and we one day wanted to make it look kind of decent, but I was just like, yeah, if there's a piece of wood in your way, rip it out of the way. They took off some like header pieces of wood in the basement. They took off the basement arm rail. They took off the basement door. They had to like do all these things.
I'm like, just keep it there. I'm like, it's not doing anybody any harm. Just keep it there. I'll put a shelf in front of it. You won't even know it's there.
Mm-hmm. But so like I was like optimistic. I was like, oh, maybe it'll take like, you know, it's like there's a lot of people here. They were already at our house by like, I don't know, 7:30, 8 a.m. I was like, maybe by like 2 PM they'll be done or something like that. I could do something else with my day while it's still daylight. I have to actually feel like I had a day off from work. And like 5:30 rolls around and they're still going a little, and then a little between like 5:45 they come up to me and they're like, bad news. I'm like, what? They're like, we realize we're missing a part. I'm like, and is it an important part? And they're like, yeah, it's the so-and-so, and the machine can't run without it.
I'm like, go get it. Like, go to the store and go get it.
Like, by the time we realized that, you know, all the shops are closed, we're scouring the island, though. Oh, my ass. And then about 10 minutes later, they're like, yeah, we're going to have it first thing in the morning and bring it back. So I'm like, you're telling me I'm going to have another night without heat after all of this? And yeah, we had to deal with that hopefully one last time. And that was my dad's birthday, so it's like I after they finally left, I went over to my parents' house and did that stuff for a little bit and came home. I was like, let me just take one more peek at it, and all the new pipes that they installed and stuff like that, it was dripping. It was leaking water, like a couple of drops a second, and I was just like, I threw a bucket under it and I was like, good night. The guy's supposed to be coming back in the morning anyway. It sounded like I had to go to work, but it sounded like you basically had to go get a torch and come back and fix it. And knock on wood, it's been okay since. The heat was on the following day, and now we have gassy heat.
Damn, that's what a series of
unfortunate
events. Yeah,
that's what it's called.
A series of unfortunate events.
Nothing happens smoothly ever. Yeah. Anyone else have fun life things that happen like that, or pretty smooth sailing in terms of like nothing podcast worthy at least?
Yeah, I don't think anything massively impressive or...
Yeah.
Nothing right home about.
No. Okay. Of course, we give our congratulations to Alex, Gianna, and their family.
Congratulations.
And I'm still staring at the
Mamaroo.
Oh my God, I wish I was a baby in that rocker.
It's called the Mamaroo?
The Mamaroo, and
like
it just goes woo, woo by itself. And you can do different settings where like it goes different. To be a baby during this time is an advanced culture.
To be a pseudo
I don't have to worry about dying.
They must make that for grown-ups, right?
Yeah, they have to. It's called the massage chair. Yeah.
It's called the sip. No, yeah.
I said to be a baby and not have to worry about dying every minute. Isn't that great? In the 90s, I feel like the chances of dying as a baby were like up. Those bouncy things that are now like super dangerous that put you in. There's probably a lot of other stuff.
Okay. Well, I feel like since we've last recorded, there's so many things that we watched and checked out that we could basically kind of like probably go around the table. I was like, I don't need to just be like, all right, what's similar in topics to talk about? Like, just be like, all right, who wants to go next? What you got? Because at some point, someone will run out and the other person will be like, all right, I got more. Anyone want to go first? Should I go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a couple that was just like, I don't know if I still want to talk about this because, like I talked about Tulsa King. I'm done talking about Tulsa King. I guess I'll just say I finished it.
Okay.
And it's the same show I've been saying. I feel like I don't have anything new to say. I enjoyed it. It was entertaining, but it's kind of like dumb entertaining.
Gotcha.
But, you know, to me, that's candy sometimes.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's like sometimes, like if you have a really serious show, you need something that's like kind of goofy to offset it. And that fills that. Supposedly Tulsa's like a hipstery place in real life. It's like, I had no clue.
Tulsa is Arizona.
Yeah, it's got like hipster tornadoes and stuff like that. Like,
I'm sure.
Sarcastic, you know, like I spin the other way.
I go the opposite way.
Just because.
Do tornadoes go the opposite way if they're in below? You know what I mean?
Equator?
Yeah, do they spin the opposite way? Does that work out? Okay.
I wish I knew.
Yeah, I don't know, honestly.
Well, like, optimism factor.
All right.
He has very good questions.
Yeah.
All right. I watched the show The Curse, which I think I started talking about in previous episodes. That's the Nathan Fielder show.
Oh, okay. Forgot the name of it. Yeah.
And I remember talking to you separately, maybe not on the podcast, and I was like saying how like, you know, it's a serious show. This happens, and you're like, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not trying to be, but maybe it is. I was like, I definitely have to, like, if I talk about it here, which, you know, I'm gonna keep spoiler free because I feel like everyone's likes Nathan Fielder and will watch it at some point in time. You know, it's a Paramount. It's a Showtime show, but like they had like the Paramount Plus deal with Showtime, which is how I watched it, and that's over now, so I don't have Paramount Plus anymore.
Gotcha.
But did you hear anything about it?
No.
Okay.
I have. I've heard a few things, but nothing crazy enough where like I would be able to comment on anything.
Okay. So as I think I've said before, the show is about like this kind of strange couple that are trying to make like an HGTV type of show. They make these houses that are like completely like reflective, and I think they're supposed to be like really like, you know, like absorb energy and like energy efficient, and it's like they're trying to revitalize this like New Mexico community with it. And that's kind of the vague scenario. But the thing is, I feel like no one wants them there. No one asked for this. They're just like taking it upon themselves to like try and do right by all these people. Again, like I don't even think it sounds like it's funny, but Tony's smiling.
It sounds like a funny concept. I'm surprised that they didn't execute it in the way that I'm picturing it with Nathan Fielder.
Maybe your experience watching will just be so different, where I was just like, yeah. It gives me sort of Curb Your Enthusiasm vibes, where it's just like, they just kind of go for like uncomfortable situations, but then they lean into like the dramatic part of it instead of like Curb going for the comedy. All I'll say is that the final episode totally goes for it. It does something very interesting. And it did wow me. I was just like, I had to show my wife. I was just like, I know this show does nothing for you. In fact, there's some like, when you least expect it, twice in the season, you might see Nathan's penis.
Twice. Now it's twice. The first time it was once.
They just like, it's like a sudden hard cut to like, it could be another day and you're just looking at his dick peeing. And it's probably prosthetic. It's probably not real, but the joke is it's tiny. It's anti-Drake.
Oh my God. It's like micro.
And that's part of the curse, I guess, is that he's cursed with a tiny penis. But something happens in the finale that is just like, the show's very grounded, and something might happen in the finale that's completely ungrounded. Yeah, and I don't want to spoil it because I feel like everyone watches his stuff at some point, but I was very entertained by the ending. Yeah, I don't know if I could say I'd say it's very subjective to how people feel. If they were just like something in line with like how the show had been, if people were just like, what the fuck was that, they probably hated it. I just want to be wowed and entertained, so I was like, holy shit, 10 out of 10. So I liked it a lot.
Awesome.
And the way, he like directed, I think maybe nearly every episode.
Oh wow. So
it's like it was definitely like a passion project for him. So, and obviously Emma Stone was in it and she did a great job.
Allegedly.
All right, who wants to go next?
Well, yeah. I watched movie 43 finally.
Okay.
Movie 43. Which one was that?
Movie 43, as someone who hasn't seen it, I just know it's got a gigantic cast. It's got like every famous person you could think of in it, and then some. And I have no clue what the plot is.
It's like kind of like Kentucky Fried Movie, except way stupider.
Oh.
Yeah. I thought it was hilarious. Alex has seen the movie before. He hated the movie, but he said he enjoyed it more when we were watching it together.
So it's like a group kind of movie to watch?
I think so.
Okay.
Making fun of it versus like the movie being funny itself.
I had a good time watching it the whole time. I didn't think there was anything to... It definitely is stupid. I would say it's probably as stupid as like Strange Wilderness. But I like that movie also.
It depends on how much you like suspend your like something in your brain. Like I've noticed when I come into a movie and I'm just like, I'm not going to be critical. I'm not going to be judgy. I'm just going to let go of everything. I've come to enjoy like stupid movies a lot more. I was like, wow, I enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I was going to enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a lot of fun with movie 43. It is a very stupid movie. I went in with extremely low expectations because it's got a terrible rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Abysmal.
Wow.
But I saw really good ratings on Amazon before I purchased it.
What's the deal with that? Like Amazon has such like random like 4 or 5-star ratings, and then they own IMDb, and they'll show that on IMDb it's got like a 5.6 out of 10. I'm like, you can't have it both ways. Like who are your who decides Amazon ratings? Just Jeff Bezos?
Probably. Everybody.
He's like, I'll give you $4 out of 5.
It's like democracy at its finest. Everybody's voting on the movies on Amazon.
You said you watched it again after,
and it was so funny because we had a chocolate that was a unique chocolate the night that we watched the movie, and it put me in silly brain. And so I was like, maybe it's just the chocolate.
Was this strange chocolate part of the pseudo? Is that the Space Zambonie podcast?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so it's like a little teaser. Okay.
Oh yeah. So it gave us silly brain, and I was like, from the get-go of the movie, I was cackling like a hyena, and Alex was like, I can't believe you like this movie.
Yes.
I can't believe you're enjoying this. This can't be real. I'm like, this is funny. It's silly.
It was so fucking stupid.
You can't tell me that one with that British guy wasn't
that was
funny.
The best. I said that. So
that was so funny.
For like 5 minutes of an hour and a half movie to be funny. That movie was dog shit.
Oh man.
That was the best skit ever because it was a truth or dare kind of skit between this British comedian and Halle Berry. And the ending of it is insane.
Yeah, that one was really funny. And the Kids Are Machines one was funny.
That one was funny.
And there's like one other one that was like a little funny.
Oh man. I mean, there was also what was that? The Eye Girl or whatever?
The Eye Babe? That one was so stupid.
The Eye Babe? I thought it was funny.
That one was silly.
It's just like human-sized Apple product that's in the shape of a woman.
Well, it is a woman.
Yeah.
It's a naked lady standing there and people are dancing around.
It's 100-pound object in the shape of a woman. They're saying it's a device to listen to your music.
Well,
and it's naked.
The first time they showed it, I chuckled. But then when they came back to it like 3 times, I was like, oh my fucking God, this is so stupid.
I thought it was so funny. And then they had a Batman and Robin skit.
That one was also a little funny, but that one had no purpose. I was like, what's the fucking joke? It's so stupid.
The joke is they're all terrible movie pitches because it's this guy, it's Dennis Quaid, or whatever his name is, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna pitch you a movie, and he's pitching the movie to this one guy that's like, yeah, all of these sound horrible, because they cut to them in the room together. And that's the punchline.
But the pitch itself should be funny. It should not just be like, that was so stupid.
I thought
therefore it's funny.
I thought they were funny. I thought,
oh my God.
I enjoyed the movie. Yeah. I give it 2 thumbs up.
Is it also because before you even bought it, I was like, this movie's dog shit. I can't believe you bought it.
Well, I don't know.
I remember low expectations.
I bought it, and then you were like, oh, that movie's terrible.
Yeah, I'm like, I watched that. That's bad.
I was like, oh, it got good ratings on Amazon, though.
We looked it up. It's got like 7% on Rotten Tomatoes. So like
wow,
4%.
7%?
Wow. It's bad.
It's got a star.
There's a whole skit where just like a mom and dad are trying to make out with their son.
Well, that one was a little questionable, but the whole thing behind it was funny because they were giving him the high school experience, but he's homeschooled.
Yeah,
he's homeschooled. Yeah. See, thank you.
I like hearing you talk about it, at least.
It does not play off as funny.
And it's the guy that plays the bear. But young.
And Sabretooth, right?
Oh,
Sabretooth is his dad.
Sabretooth is his dad, and then some woman from stuff that we've seen probably a million times is in it also as his mom.
This movie felt like everyone was blackmailed to be in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. I was like, this is like favor the movie. Like, you owe me. You got to be in this fucking movie.
And it made that so much sweeter.
It just made me feel like, oh man, all these people have bad dirt on them. Like really.
What have they done to deserve this?
Yeah, wow.
Something.
Did he tell you about Hugh Jackman? You've seen that clip. Hugh Jackman with the nuts on his neck?
Yes, I've seen
the clip. He was boys with balls on chin?
Yeah. But not on chin, just on neck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like his balls.
But like,
he was like a turkey.
Looking at my balls. Yeah.
But that's
and he's on a date, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what
But that's the whole joke.
It was funny.
That's like the whole fucking joke. And that scene is like 7 minutes.
Oh my God.
And it's like, I get it.
It could have been 10 minutes. I still would have been laughing.
The last one could have been the whole movie and I would have been happy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
Was the last one?
The Truth or Dare one.
Oh, okay.
But that was like the second to last one because then there was the basketball one and then there was the one with like the weird Garfield cat.
That last one was so stupid.
That one was funny too. I liked it.
They should have ended on the good one.
No, they should have. That was the highlight of the entire movie, in my opinion.
Because then I would have laughed at the end. But then they show the credits, and then they show another stupid sketch.
Yeah, during the credits.
Oh, after they introduced that skit.
In the credits.
Yeah, in the credits, surprisingly. And then afterwards is the actual skit. They're like, oh shit, we've got to put this in here. Let's throw it here.
Wow. When was this movie made?
Like 2003. Because McLovin's in it, and it was around the time of Superbad.
And Hit Girl's in it, too.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, they were in the same skit, actually, so it's crazy.
They're all around the same age.
Even that skit was, like, funny until they made it weird.
I thought that was funny.
You thought what he said was funny?
I didn't like what the dad said, but I did like how they fixed it by saying, how dare you guys put a giant tomato in my daughter's pants? It's like, oh my God, they saved it.
I don't think they saved it, bro. They literally said, oh, she's having her period, and she's like girl who just had her first period, and he tells his son, oh, the way to fix that is by sticking your dick in her pussy.
That one was the questionable part.
And they're both kids.
But then they shove a giant tomato in your pants, but not really.
Yeah, then a guy comes in, he's like, who put a tomato in my daughter's pants? And I was like, what the fuck? That's... Jesus.
It was funny.
Even Bridget was like, I can't take the fact that Matt was cackling the whole time. It was impossible.
The movie is built for Matt.
Yeah, they're like, one day there'll be someone who gets this.
Yeah.
My art.
It was like living in my brain for
Is it 43 movies? Like, why is it called movie 43?
That's a good question. Maybe it's the amount of stars that were in the movie.
Wow.
Because there was like, it was huge. There was a ton of people.
Oh, yeah. Everybody was.
How many skits would you say there were?
There was like 8.
Really? Wasn't even that many?
Maybe so 10.
No.
It's so bad.
Wow.
And usually I've become a sucker for bad movies, like to laugh at bad movies. But this was
exponentially better than after last season.
I agree. But when you use that as that as the anchor, you're just bound to always win.
What about Lamageddon? Would you say that you enjoyed Lamageddon more than movie 43?
I don't know. Armageddon was silly, but I don't know.
I felt this movie had charm to it. Was it a dirty movie? Yes, there was some dirt in there that you couldn't scrub away with a toothbrush, but let me tell you, I enjoyed every minute of it.
Interesting.
All right, your turn.
I'll let you go.
Unless you want to pick one from your list, if you
go first. We finished the series.
I feel like you gotta come out with like what was like the biggest, like the thing that like is most going like recent release that
Go.
I feel like there's so many things though. This makes it hard.
Okay, all right, I'll do it for you. We finished Reacher, the first season and the second season.
Yeah, that's the one I was hinting to talk about.
Yeah, that's what I was like. That's the biggest one you love the most. Go.
No, so the Reacher season 2 is very good. I think I like season 1 better.
Oh.
But only because I think the mystery was a little bit better.
Because the story was better.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad
the
at all.
second season, I came in midway through the first season and then finished out the second season with him.
It hooked you, so
it did. It was pretty good. I think it's a good cross between serious, funny moments, and also like a sneaky,
like a mystery.
Yeah, I think it was a good balance to get you hooked, where you're like, this is a good show. This is a good story. It makes you think. It makes you twist and turns. Like it makes you think, especially the first season. I think the first season mastered what's going on, what's actually happening. Second season is just continuing, and it has some of the same characters show up from the first one in this one, so it's not a separate story. It's like even if it's in a different place, you do run into certain characters that were from the first one.
Yeah, it's like you could just pick up season 2 and just watch it,
but you wouldn't know when the one. Yeah, you could. You could pick up season 2
because that's how the books are written. So each season is based on a different book. So each book, if you could go into any book and just read it, and it's like you don't have to worry about all the backstory and all the stuff. But if you have the backstory, it just enhances the experience. And that's how it kind of was with the show too, because it's based on the book. I don't know if in the book that character shows up again, and they did it for the series. But yeah, I would say like the first season was very much he's out of his element.
Hot boy. He's very tall, and I didn't realize steroid. I didn't realize how tall he actually was as a person. And it's like every season or every episode, somebody at least makes one point to call him a giant or like a bull or like to insult him some way about him being like just this massive, tall, built boy. For some reason, in every season, he has sex with at least one girl.
Wow.
Every season.
Kinda.
It's like James Bond.
It's like James Bond. Every season, there at least. He sees a girl?
Apparently not every book, though.
Really?
Yeah. So
we'll see if that translates into the show. Because right now, season 1, season 2, he at least has sex at least twice every season. Twice. I counted it twice.
Does the feeling... So I think we talked about it when Rachel wasn't here. Does it feel across the 2 seasons that you're watching the writer just talk? Because Jack is kind of just like, I know every detail about this thing.
No.
That's like the writer. It's just like narration happening through this man's mouth every time it opens.
He's very... I feel like I like the character because it's not just that he knows what's correct. It's that he's learning that not everything that he thought was correct was correct. Certain people, like he trusts like certain people, and then he realizes like maybe I can't trust by like, especially season 2. It's like he flashes back a lot in season 2. And he doesn't season 1, but not as much as in season 2 because it's about the past. And I feel like he learns, at least it ends up being that. What did it end up? Did they ever explain that?
Well,
I'm sorry.
I'm
trying not to be. Okay. But I enjoyed it as a series. It kept me on my toes. It made me like him as a character because you're like, you know, he is this guy that travels and helps people, and his main purpose is like to be the beacon of like truth, to be like not Captain America, but you know, Captain America.
People call him Hobo Batman.
They do. His whole thing is like, but he's not afraid to hurt people. Like he's legitly killed people, like without like abandon.
Doesn't he curb stomp people on this show?
He does.
Whoa.
I've seen him in season 1, which isn't even really a spoiler. He's wrestling a guy on the fire escape. This is the one where I walked into this. I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is the first episode. And he's wrestling the guy, and he ends up hanging the guy by his tie off of the fire escape, like hanging him and waiting for him to die. And I'm like, okay. But, yeah, that was and breaking his arm. Like, you see him like snap the guy, break the guy's arms and stuff. But you can see this guy's a big guy. He has tactical training. He has army experience. The thing I question is like the government just kind of goes, are you doing what we don't want to do? So we kind of like
look the other way.
To extent where they don't ever come after him ever. So they kind of know he's infamous. They kind of know who he is.
Except everybody in that fucking town.
Yeah.
Except everybody in this specific town.
So I will say, even in season 1, there's things that he assumed that he was right about, that he was wrong about.
Okay, good.
So that's
there's a
what
lot
I like
of things
about
that he's wrong about.
Yeah,
but he's that kind of guy where he thinks he's right.
Yeah, he's like, oh, this is probably this, and that, and then something happens, and then it's like, oh, okay, I was wrong.
Does he actually say like I'm wrong, or is he like?
And other people point it out to him, and he goes, oh, well.
Yeah.
So he does admit defeat in a way.
Asshole. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But overall, thumbs up even for season 2.
Yep.
Thumbs up.
They're, I presume, gonna power on. It's still popular. You know, keep doing more.
Definitely,
and you'll be there for it.
And the one thing I say about season 2 that is different than season 1 is, so like season 1, it's the team that's put together is like cobbled together because he's in this town, and there's like these different characters. But in season 2, it's like people from his past, like his old squad. So it's almost like Hobo Avengers. Like,
it is. Where they're good at certain things.
Yeah, everyone has their own specialty and stuff like that, and they're still trying to unravel the mystery together.
You can kind of see his soft side in season 2, like more than you can in season. I mean, besides the dog thing, the dog thing is season 1 where you see it, but season 2 you can see how he cares for certain people, even though he pretends like he, you know, he doesn't care. He's so detached. He buys clothes. He doesn't carry around clothes. He buys clothes in like thrift stores and wears them, and then will throw them out and then go buy more thrift stores. So he doesn't. The only thing he carries around is a toothbrush, and they make fun of him, and they make fun of him throughout season 2. But you can see he carries a lot of like love for certain people, and he just doesn't know how to show it, or is afraid to show it because it's like putting people in danger. Yeah, it's interesting. I like it.
Well, when you think of getting like a group of people together, I think of the Santa Clauses, which there's no better time to talk about this show than February.
10 out of 10.
I caught up on it. You guys finished it before I did, but I don't think I ever got to talk about the finale on here. So, the Santa Clauses season 2, believe it or not, it wrapped up before Christmas or by Christmas. Yeah.
I would hope so.
But I kept watching that way after. What'd you guys think?
Amazing. The ending really wrapped it all together, no pun intended. Oh
my god.
But yeah, definitely I feel like there was a little bit of a political vibe thrown into the ending
that whole season.
Yes, the whole season, but really blended into the end in a ridiculous way that I was like, I can't believe they're doing this.
Wow.
And even Tim Allen feels, it seems like he realized the meme a little too late, because he's like, oh wow, Santa's in jail.
Oh.
Yeah, this other Santa's in jail, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Just like that. Oh.
Yeah. It's like, I see what you're doing here, writer. Like Tim Allen was way... he didn't get it until that part.
No.
Well.
If you had a choice, he probably would have been on the other side of the story. Yeah, he wouldn't. He'd probably rather be that other Santa who was trying to invade the North Pole.
The writer trying to show him, and he's just like, what? This plot is super familiar for some reason.
It's like, shit, they made me the Democrats. How'd that happen?
But they didn't even like save the Easter Bunny. No, off
No,
screen.
there was no...
I must have missed it.
They say it, and I was just like, I didn't get to see Tracy Morgan again. It was my favorite part of the season. He stole the show and never came back. They were like, yeah, we restored the Easter Bunny back to his normal self. Yep.
Bullshit. I wanted to see him.
So it's an off-screen saving?
Yeah.
Interesting.
He couldn't afford to bring him back, or he wasn't available. Yeah.
They couldn't Zoom call him and
Oh, thank you so much for bringing me back. Now time for good effects.
Easter Town. It's so fun here. I'm alive.
Oh my God.
Love Tracy Morgan.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's, as you guys implied, it's embraced whatever kookiness that the show's trying to turn into, with the daughter being a witch, the son. I don't even remember if he actually wants to be Santa still.
It seems like he's more interested in his girlfriend.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
He wants to be Pussy Claus.
Yeah.
The stealer of pussies.
Yeah.
That's what he wants to be every Christmas.
Mr. Valentine.
He becomes the new Cupid.
Oh, yeah. I'll make his dad proud. He starts walking around in a diaper. yeah, poopy myself.
Daddy, I need change.
These damn kids these days always pooping themselves. Also watched the movie Fire Island.
Oh, yeah, that movie was great. That movie was really funny.
Anyone heard about it? It's got Bowen Yang from SNL. I think he made it with some other people. It's about a group of gay friends, and Fire Island is like their gay mecca, and they go there for like, I guess it's like an extended weekend vacation, and get into that community and that vibe, and they dance in and have a good time, and the drama unfolds. People fall in love, and there's heartbreak. There's this gay guy that looks like Spock, and he's very logical about how like it was like, well, how can we procreate? I do not have the appropriate parts for it. That's not how it goes. It seems like it. I was like, you could have believed that was dialogue from how that character behaves.
Interesting.
And he was a lawyer.
Yeah, there's lawyer. There's slut shaming. There's one female friend who's just like there because she owns the house on Fire Island.
Yeah, from like a lawsuit or something.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot what it was. I feel like it was something like that.
Yeah.
So she like the straight female friend?
No.
Oh, she's a gay female friend?
Yeah. Yeah.
But she's like the mom of the tribe.
Oh, okay.
But the movie itself was a lot of fun. It had a lot of like a good comedic energy. There were some friends. Anytime I felt like I was just like, how come these characters are... It's like there was this one character who wore... Every shirt he wore cut off basically here.
Crop top?
That's to say the least. And I was like, is he just there to, look the way he looks and to bring that vibe? Funny. But then he started having moments. And I was like, anytime I was just like, well, how come they're not actually doing anything? They started doing something. And like the other friend who was just like, oh, he's the Freddie Mercury friend. It was just like, she's just there to bring like white diversity to this. And then he was the one that got like revenge porn later on and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was terrible.
Yeah, that was sad. And that was the catharsis.
I don't know. They immediately resolved that, though.
Oh, yeah, big time. They got that right in the bud. And they had a fun drug little scene that was funny. And then what was the other? I swear the mansion was from the movie No Hard Feelings. There was that mansion that they were partying in that the one threw up in the vase.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, this place looks familiar.
Did they actually make it in Hollywood? No, they probably made it in New York since he's an SNL guy, right? Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. Watched it on something.
Peacock or something?
We watched it at your house. Yeah, Peacock?
No. What did we watch it on?
HBO? I think it was Hulu.
Hulu?
Yeah. because we used Hulu that day. And not that we need to talk about the other movie, but we also was like, okay, what do we watch now? And for some reason, we're like, let's watch Boss Baby.
Oh my god!
And Matt tries to say like
the original.
Yeah, yeah, with the person who's
Cold Baby.
We can't talk about. But Matt tried to play the movie, and what happened?
Every time I tried playing it, it turned into an Chinese like children owning a business movie. It like if you searched it on Roku and you type in Boss Baby and you click on Boss Baby,
What was it playing from though?
go into Baby Boss. I think the movie was
Baby
called.
Boss.
Yeah,
Oh.
but it was like I swear it was. I was like, wait, Boss Baby's a Chinese movie? And then,
Oh, wow.
No, it just is like you see a bunch of kids at a table, like a big old business table in suits, and they're talking about something, and we're like, I don't think this is Boss Baby.
Like, try again. He tries.
What was it, CGI or was it live action?
Live
No, it's
action.
live action.
Live action?
So
But they like they managed to overcome the Hulu. I'm sorry, the Roku TV algorithm
Yeah.
where it was linked with Boss Baby.
Oh, wow.
You choose Boss Baby, and it seemed like it was on a streaming service.
Yeah, it was on like Tubi or something. I was like, oh wow,
Oh
it's
yeah,
free on
it's
Tubi.
free on Tubi. Let's
Wow.
watch it. And then it turned out to be Baby Boss. And,
Wow.
yeah,
I was like, what is this?
that's so funny.
That's
Yeah.
really fun.
it looked interesting. I have to say.
How far did you get through Baby Boss?
Like 2 minutes. I was like, oh.
Was it English
Boss
subtitled
Baby.
or no?
No, I don't remember it being. I feel like it was dubbed sub.
Oh, subtitles. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's subs. Is that what you were asking?
Yeah.
yeah. Uh-huh. But it wasn't what we were there to watch. so,
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Now it will be.
Yeah, right?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Next movie.
Yeah, right.
What else you got?
Did we talk about Saltburn? Did we do that last time? Or how long ago was that?
We talked
We did
about
that, right?
it, but we didn't talk like we watched it.
I thought we did.
I thought we did.
I thought we did. Oh, we did. We did.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
swing and wang on
We
a
didn't
prior
see
episode.
it because I was like, I'll pass.
Yeah.
But we all did see Wonka.
Yeah.
We did see
I thought we
Wonka.
talked about that. Did we talk about
Did we
that
talk
too?
about Wonka?
I don't remember us
No.
talking about
Yay,
Wonka.
Wonka.
Yeah,
I don't think so. Well, I guess we'll see. If I'm like
we saw two. We saw
15 minutes later, I'm like, oh wait, yeah.
Aquaman 2 and
Yeah.
Wonka.
It
Oh,
was a
Yeah.
double feature.
all right.
Wonkaman.
Wonka man. All right.
We were calling
Wait,
it
did
that.
we not talk? I felt like we talked about
Wonka?
Aquaman, didn't we? No.
no.
See, I think the thing is that because we watched it together, we talked about it.
Yeah.
We're now, like, I think we talked about it. But yeah. Wonka Man.
Wonkaman.
Wonka Man 2.
Yep. Wonkaman 2.
Three actually.
The Wonka.
Whoa.
Because you have the original one, you
Charlie
have the
and the
Johnny
Chocolate
Depp
Factory?
one, and then you have this one. It's a third.
I was just trying to make a combined movie.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
like Saw
Aquaman 2.
Patrol.
And, yeah.
Sorry,
What was the first? Oh, Barbenheimer.
Barbenheimer.
Saw
Barbenheimer, yeah.
Patrol. Wonka Man.
Wow. Okay, so which half of Wonka Man do you want to talk about first?
You want to talk
What
about
if we
the bad or the
vaguely
good?
talk about
Both
them?
of them?
Yeah, and see, and see which one we think we're talking
I haven't
about.
seen either, so I'm just gonna be like,
Wow.
this movie sounds amazing.
So it's interesting how the
Mermaids eat chocolate.
Which one is?
Which one is it?
It's interesting how chocolate can survive in the sea.
Yeah. I will say there was a lot of things that I felt were cut out of the movie. Which one am I talking about?
Wow. I feel that one. I agree.
Yeah.
There was a lot of green stuff all over the movie.
Animation wasn't great.
Whoa!
Which one are we talking about?
My brain's hurting.
All right.
The animation,
Okay.
they're both live action. I'm really
No.
confused. Oh!
No.
Oh.
I gotta say, the costumes were good.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, yeah, costumes are good.
They said that somebody ripped off a Muppet from the Christmas Carol, Gonzo from the Christmas Carol. If you look up his outfit and the guy's outfit, you'll see that he ripped off his
I can see
suit.
that.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised at who the villains actually were.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was very surprised about that.
Yeah.
And when Timothy Chalamet.
I liked it a lot.
I was surprised that how similar to Bill Cosby things happened.
Oh, that is true.
And I went, Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember there were
A lot of
certain parts
Cosby,
where I
yeah.
was like, are they going to kiss? Should they kiss right now? I was like, it made me feel a little off. Like the zoo part, definitely like, I was like, can you guys not? Like you either make him the same age.
Sleep now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that whole relationship was very
Unique.
yes. Yeah.
I did, though, even discounting that, enjoyed it. You know, as like a close your eyes, don't look, don't think kind of movie.
Close
I don't
your
know
eyes,
how it's
count to
canon.
10. Oh.
I don't know how it's canon. I will say that.
We're starting to get a little.
Even when you said close your eyes and enjoy it, I was like, there's one that I definitely didn't enjoy. There's
I
one that, like,
honestly,
the whole time, I was like, what the fuck?
honestly, I fell asleep during one. Like almost half the movie.
Yeah.
And that I've only fell asleep to one other movie, and it was the Grinch animated one.
Whoa.
And that was because I ate, and this time I did not eat.
No excuses.
There was no excuse
Like,
to fall
just
asleep
the
except
movie.
that the movie. I was like, this feels like an 18-hour movie.
It was also a double feature, so
It
could make
was
you tired.
weird
No,
to introduce someone that should have been pivotal, and for them to not do anything 90% of the movie.
Yes, agreed, 100%. I also feel like they could have used like what happened in animation to make it better, like in terms of this animated part that had similar characters could have made it a better movie.
I wish they would have excluded a certain character from the movie.
Who shits on beds.
Who shits on beds.
Which movie are we talking about?
I wish they would have just because
Yeah, you beat me to it. Yeah.
you can tell they cut her a lot out of the movie, and I feel like they could have just said, "Oh, she's on land," and just cut her out of a lot of the movie, or just I don't know, do me a
I
favor,
wonder what the reshoot
replace her,
I don't
just
know what the
replace
hell
her
this
with
is.
an actress that they've done it a million times. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
I would like to say Wonka good, Aquaman
Bad.
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 I thought Aquaman was
Sleepy bad.
You liked movie
Like,
43. No, I'm kidding.
That was a scary movie.
Aquaman could have been good.
It could have been better.
It could have been a lot better.
Yeah.
Big
They
time.
cut
What
a
could have
lot.
taken from Wonka to be better?
Chocolate.
Music.
Oh.
Musical chocolate.
A xylophone made of chocolate. Got it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I think in terms of Aquaman, now,
God, it's over.
in terms of Aquaman,
After all that, you're actually going to talk about each one separately.
yeah. I'll let them guess for all the other parts, but in terms of Aquaman, I do think that it could have been executed and been a better movie with the elements that they had in it. Like they had a bunch of elements that like could have made a really good movie, but the way they executed the movie,
They just made like 3 shitty movies in it.
yeah.
Yeah. They cut a lot. It was just so blatantly obvious from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie, mostly the beginning, that they cut a lot in the movie. They took out a lot.
It felt like, these were supposed to be full scenes, and they were like, they cut them down to like shorter
to make it so you're like, what the hell is happening right now?
I knew the movie was going to be bad when the little baby started talking to fish.
Yeah.
When they showed the big old bubble waves coming out of the kid's brain, I was like, uh-oh.
Those rings of
Yeah.
meant a
Rings.
brain.
At
They could have
the
just showed the fish swimming to the front of the tank.
and it was
You'd
a
be like,
tank. He
okay.
was doing it at
Get
the
it.
tank. It was
Oh,
not
man.
good.
And the
It was just not good.
it was like, oh no! I was like, oh, this movie's gonna be bad.
Yep. And then like the whole it
Does
could have
Mira even do that? Does she do the bubble ring thing? Or is it just Aquaman that does bubble ring?
I think just
I think it's
Aquaman,
just
right? Because
Aquaman.
Mira just naturally talks,
Yeah.
and everyone was like, "Oh, Aquaman, your turn." He's like,
The chances of the kid not doing that are very high. Just saying.
I knew it was like also Gianna like is a sucker for kind of bad movies too. Like she likes a ton of bad movies, but for her to turn to me and just be like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Oh, we both know it's really bad."
Yeah.
Yeah, and the whole villain thing was very strange.
I had
too.
no
It was like-
I had no desire. That's how I knew it was gonna be bad. Is I had no desire to go to it. I was like, I'd rather drag my butt on cement, bare butt, on cement with pebbles and all.
I wanted to see it. I wanted to see how it was going to end, but I feel like
I knew it was going to be like a train wreck.
Also, him riding it on that seahorse too. I was like, oof.
You know how
it neighed like a horse.
Yeah.
You know how I knew it was going to be a disaster? The Flash at the end of the Flash movie.
Oh,
they didn't even mention that.
Yeah, what did that have?
They didn't even mention it.
Had nothing to do with anything.
Really?
Yeah. I knew from that moment. I go, this is going to be a train
I
wreck.
didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
He was just kind of like normal Aquaman, even though in that scene he was like a pissed drunk asshole.
Yeah.
It affected nothing.
Apparently, alcoholism is just a gag.
It's a joke. Apparently,
Yeah.
it's a
just
totally
enjoy the
joke.
moment and then go back to work.
And then drown in a puddle.
Yeah.
It's cool. So that was the swan song for the DCEU.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
That was the last trigger.
Did it set up a sequel?
No.
It didn't even have a.
Kind of. I
No,
mean, the
it-
brother's out there
tells the
doing
truth.
whatever, eating crab cakes.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
hell's he
There
doing?
was a post-credit scene for sure.
Mm.
But
Oh, there
nothing
was, yeah,
that
there was
was
a book
relevant.
Oh yeah, and it makes
I
you
forgot
want
about
so
that
much
part.
more. It makes you go, "Fuck, really?
I want to see more of that.
Yeah, what happens
Yeah.
now?"
Oh, sold. Okay. Movie I saw in theaters to match that is I saw Godzilla
We did too.
Oh, yeah.
-1.
Me and Tony did too. Later, but we saw it.
Did it minus color?
Minus color.
Minus
we
color,
saw.
yeah.
Oh,
Minus
it was
color.
all subtitled, right?
Yeah.
It was very good.
I didn't even know. Was there a dubbed version? Because what
I don't know, actually. I don't know if the movie proper did or not, but this definitely didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
But go ahead.
There
You
were
start
dub
first.
days, right?
What?
There were dub days.
Was there?
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
Oh.
I thought so, but I wasn't certain enough to say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I walked in and was like, "You didn't tell me. I have to mentally prepare to read the bottom of the screen." You know?
but-
Yeah, you can't sleep.
After like
Yeah.
the very beginning, I was like, oh, I wasn't even aware I was doing it
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah,
Agreed.
after a while, but I was like, "You told me this wasn't a." Like he was like, "No,
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
to each their own, of course. And like I will watch animation, anime dubs at times, and for some reason, looking at a human being and hearing a different voice come out of their mouth that doesn't quite match what it's moving,
throws you off.
it's very difficult for me to watch
Yeah.
that. I'd rather hear their actual natural voice, their acting, and read hopefully an accurate, translation over that. So that's just me though. And I think they put it back in theaters in black and white. And I missed it the first go around, but it seemed like this was sort of just like it was a period piece, and I felt like they was just sort of like leaning into just that style of it. And again, we don't like overselling things here at Pseudo Adults. The movie just awful, but I loved it.
I loved it. I walked away being like, "This is the best movie of the year I've seen." The only thing I have, because I haven't watched any other Godzilla movies, so I know Godzilla is a Godzilla. He's
a Godzilla?
He's Godzilla. I know what he is, and I know how his body is built. I'm aware. But when he got out and he was out of the water, I just saw. And I was like, "Oh my god!" Or when he's swimming in the water, I was like, "He's just a puppy with his face."
Really?
Like,
You thought he was cute?
I thought he was cute. I also
Wow,
thought he
this is
was
a different
very
movie.
scary. They
Yeah.
I think in black and white it made it like so much better. Like
Yeah.
I mean I haven't seen it in color, but it made it scary.
I gotta ask. My theater that I saw it in, it was like the loudest. Like the sound was intense.
Yeah.
Was yours intense?
It
Like
was.
sometimes
It
you go to
was
a movie and you're like, "What?" And this
Yeah.
one, it was like,
No,
the sound was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I
Rachel
Don't-
audibly gasped.
I did gasp.
a couple of times.
It was kind of like coming from I've never seen a Godzilla movie like ever.
Yeah.
I was audibly like I was like shook. I was like when they were on the island and the first
Yeah,
scene,
the first
I was
go-around.
shook because I've never seen how like destructive he could be, and I was like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!" And I was like, there was certain parts. Yeah. No, there were certain parts that took your breath away, where you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, the destruction."
Not to jump around too much, but like after the movie, I was discussing it with my wife because we've been watching this Monarch show,
Right.
and like, this is Godzilla.
Yeah.
And she was just like, some parts, maybe because of the black black and white, she was like, it felt like it was real. I was like, here's what I'm talking about. Not like it was like something that actually happened. I was like, I get it.
I walked away being like, this is one of my top 5 movies. I go, this was beautifully done. The emotion was there.
Godzilla's not in it.
Okay. Yeah. It's all humans all the time.
Good.
I don't know, like, if I can even name something that was like truly like horrible about the movie.
As much as I thought the acting by the humans was really good, I thought maybe at one specific PTSD moment the actor overacted.
Oh yeah. The one where he wakes up from his sleep. But
I thought there was some overacting going on, but it reminded me of I felt like I was watching an anime at times. I was just like the way he was like screaming and like clutching his fists into the ground. It was like it felt like kind of like a scene from a dramatic anime.
Yep.
All I can say is that every scene with Godzilla in it is never underplayed. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh my god, like this thing is like,
even though he's not in it.
Right.
Yeah. No, I went in with
it's the cover of the thing
because I went.
He's like 5 minutes into it. You see him like it's
the expectations of like. I heard, this is a pretty much universally liked movie, but I thought that it was like, it actually has like a very solid human story to go with the monster to like, actually, like, even though like we were like we don't care, so I was like a little apprehensive about that. I was like, what if I don't care still? And also I thought like maybe cumulatively it might be only like 15 minutes of Godzilla in the movie, but like you don't care because the story is still so good. So I was like, okay. So I would still try to retain onto that the
like
best
walk
you
in
can.
with that.
But there's more than 15 minutes.
Okay.
There's way more than 15 minutes. Like, there's good. It made me satisfied walking out.
I wanted one more, I have to say.
Yeah.
Between the last and the second to last, I felt like, I wish there was like a little bit of Godzilla right now.
Like smash those credits.
But yeah, so I have like very minor critiques like that. But the action. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
I know. So all I was gonna say is like, think about like the Dark Knight and like whenever Joker comes in, shit's gonna go down. Like that's how it was with Godzilla. So like Godzilla is that force that like when he comes in, it's like uh-oh.
I think I was more scared. Like he was very scary outside the water, but I think he was very scary in the water. Oh yeah, I was like, oh my god,
the water is his domain. Yeah.
Literally, there was nothing you could do to stop him. Like it was like. I mean, at the very beginning, there was literally nothing you could do.
I almost don't want to watch this movie in color. I liked it so much in black and white.
I don't want it in color. I want it black and white in the movie in the dark. Took my breath away. I was happy.
To maximum.
Yeah.
I was happy we saw it in black and white.
I was just like, yes.
Yes. When certain things happen, you're like, oh, that's a sea puppy. He's just a little sea puppy.
I did not. I love that take.
It's so funny.
I would have never thought that.
I feel like Rachel was so conflicted because she was like, and she's like, oh, he's a little puppy.
Because he's just like his. Hold on, I'm just going to show you a picture of his face in the water without spoiling anything.
What I think it does right, even though there's a human story, my brain immediately went back to The Simpsons, of course, where the Poochie episode, where it's just like when Poochie's not around, everyone's got to go, hey, where's Poochie? And like the story never has a convoluted like the Monarch show where the plot's like, my father was working for Monarch, so he had to have a dual life in Japan and America, and he married a different woman in each country and had raised different kids, and it's like all this stuff that was like, okay, you're getting a little far from like, the Godzilla. It's just like, no, this guy's got PTSD because he was a kamikaze pilot dealing with Godzilla, and these people got their lives wrecked by Godzilla, and like it's only like
never detracts
1 degree of separation throughout.
I'm like, oh,
and then they're like, we need to hatch a plan to kill Godzilla, and they come up with a Scooby-Doo plan. And Scooby-Doo things happen at the as the movie goes on, and it's fabulous.
It's amazing.
I walked away thinking one ending was going to happen because I saw a TikTok about it, because TikTok ruins everything.
No.
It spoils a lot if you're not careful and you're not like, no. But I was surprised because it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I'm not spoiling anything, so it wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, this made me happy because at least I didn't know the ending in the end.
I will say I did know what the ending was going to be because of something a character said. I was like, oh, I gotcha. And then that
I didn't catch on to that though. because I was so focused on I know the ending.
We'll take that offline. I'm curious to know. I mean, I knew the moving parts were going on, but yeah. Did you see that one face that Godzilla makes?
Which one?
Oh my god!
Is there a very specific one? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, in my opinion,
Here face.
The last like big I don't know what to say, like before the movie's over, Godzilla's really pissed, fucking furious, and it's about to do something very violent, maybe some sort of hyper beam attack perhaps, and its eyes open really wide, and it looks like I'm gonna fucking murder every last one of you sons of bitches. It looks so fucking awesome.
He was definitely pushed to his edge because they were like shooting at him, and he's like, "God damn it!" You see him like get really mad, and he's like
that walks around like this.
Yeah, it's definitely like I definitely got the full effect of being scared when he was in the water. When he got out of the water, I was like, "Is his hand supposed to be like that?" And Tony's like, "Yeah," and I went, "Okay." I had to like suspend it a little, but I was like, it makes him cuter to me. But the devastation he brings when he actually gets on land is like, it's fucking breathtaking. I was like, "You're a bad puppy. You're bad. You're a bad puppy." Yeah.
What I do like is that they like show his like original form.
They do,
and then
show
how
his
he gets
original
deformed because of the nuclear bomb.
Yeah,
I was like, that's cool.
That took me a minute. Tony had to explain that to me. I went, "Oh, okay."
Oh, suit Godzilla.
No, he was still substantial. He was still there. He was like a regular like dinosaur size.
Less upright.
Yeah,
like he was
more
like
bipedal.
He was more like
That's cool. You noticed that. I didn't catch on.
Me neither. Yeah. Tony had to explain it after the movie. I went, "Oh,
why didn't you respond to that text?"
Yeah, literally. No, I like that. That was still very devastating to me. Walking and not knowing and being like, "Duh-na-na-na," and this guy, like, he's big as a normal like monster. It seemed like people knew what Godzilla was. Like it was a myth that he existed. And I like how they added like certain aspects about him that make more sense in an animal wise. Like I don't think this is spoiling it.
I don't know what you're gonna say.
Territory. They added in without spoiling anything. That the reason why he gets so upset is territory. And as he gets bigger as a creature, his territory expands bigger. So that's why he's so upset when he comes, and he just at one point just stops in the middle of the city. They're like, because he has, the bigger he gets, the bigger his like domain gets.
I guess that's fine. So, I was like, they can rationalize if they want to. I didn't care.
They tried.
I'm like,
but that's why he went on that
He's there.
island.
He's going this way to fuck this place up. I'm like, yeah, he is.
Yeah. They said that's why he went to the island in the beginning, was because he was like, "This is my territory." And
I have to say, I left the movie confused at the title still, which I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
I thought it was like going to be 1 year before something, or like something like that.
I didn't think about the title.
And I looked it up, and it was just like about how Japan was in such devastation following World War II, and they were already at low, and then Godzilla was there to make it even worse.
And
that was
to make it.
It was like kind of a conceptual title.
Yeah, no other government will help them. Every other government's like, "You were an enemy, no thanks, we'll pass." Even though I'm like, bro, okay.
I think when I left the movie, I thought it meant -1 kamikaze pilot. That's what I thought.
Oh.
But I have no idea. I mean,
it's open to interpretation. Yeah.
And that wasn't a spoiler.
Because the stupid Monarch show, I felt like they must have known that this thing was coming out, because they were, they're when the San Francisco attack, which is like they love it so much, even though that movie's not that good, it was like G-Day -1.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, it's like time. But no. I don't know.
It's just a good, I suggested, good movie. It was a fantastic movie. I like it. I don't want to overhype it, but come in with medium expectations. Walk away.
Yeah, no. I do have
I came in
huge
face
issues
level.
with it.
Wow.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
gigantic.
Little puppies, big gigantic little if you go in there and go, that's just the little puppy swimming. Yeah.
Some shots of it's a little funny looking.
Yeah, that's why I went, he looks like a little puppy in the water because you can't see like all of him. You can just see his nose and his like a little bit of his, not even that, that's him coming out of the water. It was like this.
Doggy paddle.
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
You really can only really see his tail a majority of the time. Like you see his like devastating,
In the
but it's
water.
not always his face. But
Yeah. All right.
little baby pup.
All right. You guys want to take a turn? I also don't know, like, we have so much that we could probably record more than one episode and we can save it for next time type of deal. I lost track of how long we've been going. I think it was like an hour and 10 minutes or so.
So what are we doing?
I'll cut this part out. It's going to be on the video though, right?
Yeah. If not, I'll extend it.
Behind the scenes.
Just keep going back between those shots.
Our goal is to keep it like, I think we say under 2 hours. So I think if we could make it even leaner, we should. But I lost track. Are we like an hour and 10 minutes in right now or something like
I
that?
didn't get to run the timer, but
Oh.
can't see.
Okay.
You see that those little numbers say?
I don't know where I'm looking. Which number?
Next to the red. Next to the red.
Below on
Down
the
at the
I'm
bottom.
blind and I can't see
Look at the
anything
red.
and I can see
Next
the
to the
red.
I cannot read that. An hour? No, wait.
5 days?
I mean, it's been another 20 minutes since we've been doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't read that.
Do you know what? Hold on, guys. Excuse me.
The one with the good eyes.
That sounds like a
See me
movie. Good Eyes, the movie. Uh-oh.
You got like a zoom on your phone?
Might as well
maybe?
just. I'll hold this.
That's all people. Oh.
1 hour and 13 minutes.
Ah, see,
There
I
you
was
go.
right.
Oh,
An hour.
So I said 10, and then we
Yeah.
did. So I was pretty much close. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go.
Cat.
I'll set the timer now since I'll have a little bit of a
Can
brain.
you just fix that camera now? Uh-oh.
Oh, apparently I never turned this off from the other time. Still,
Okay.
839.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's okay, yeah.
Here's my stopwatch.
Sorry,
839
I like
hours.
Oh, holy fuck.
I always forget. This is why my iPad died so
That you
fast.
still are having it running from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, from last time. I just never stop it. All right, ready? A few seconds of silence, and then I guess maybe we could. Yeah, we'll just crank out as much as we can, and then maybe the next.
We could always do part 1, part 2.
Only if there's time, though.
Yeah, if it's okay, can we just do the next part next week?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I don't want to feel like we have to like cram everything into this one episode, but the ones that you're like, I want to talk about that, just do those.
I think I talked about
Everything.
well, everything important. I think
Okay, well,
like really truly dead. Like
do you guys have more?
I mean, we played
Suicide Squad?
Suicide
Suicide
Squad.
Squad. We
alright.
played the Silent Hill game.
Oh yeah, that's
We
right.
watched 65. That's it. Just
Oh, yeah, with Adam Driver.
So okay,
It
so
was fun.
what you got next? What you got?
Silent Hill, the short
Ooh,
massage
yes.
came out.
Yes.
The short massage? What?
Yeah, it's a really
So
short massage.
it's free.
Yeah, it's
I like.
Pretty short massage.
Yeah, I mean
It's free.
it's short, but it's
You
free.
say I like? Yes, I like.
I have
I like.
I have to preference that it's free before I say anything
Oh, my God.
because that really changes views on
I
everything.
think you put a period at the end of the sentence I didn't mean to have there.
I love it. It was great. I want to soundbite it. I like free.
I need to talk to your parents.
Oh, my God.
So we
Yeah, we did watch that movie.
yeah we did yeah
Yeah.
no we don't even
Silent Hill. What?
Yeah,
Short massage.
short massage. So the game actually boots up and they give you a big all like this is a suicide hotline number and stuff.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like
Yeah.
Hot Topic.
This is gonna be good.
no, Hot Topic's a store where you buy stuff.
Yeah.
They didn't give you the number
So-
to Hot Topic. This is the number to your local Hot Topic. Oh my God.
You should go get a piercing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
We'll
get
feel
a
good.
job.
Yeah.
No, it's actually a pretty cool game, and they have like these moments in between where they
Yeah.
have like live action, like
Yes.
FMV videos.
Mhm.
It's very, I almost wish it was like shot in English and shot in, I mean, because the mouthing is off.
But what's
So.
weird is when you're playing it like on the console, it tricks your brain into telling you it's 3D.
Yeah, it does. It does.
That filter that they put over the girl, it's just like, is that real? Is that CGI? Or like, what is that?
Yeah, because they put like a weird little filter that makes you look, but then they cut back to the game and her hair is like one giant pixel. And you're like, there's no fucking way that scene is CGI. But then it comes up again and you're like, is it?
I have a question for you, because the person I was watching, because we
didn't get through the whole thing.
Okay.
Just a heads up.
Oh, you didn't get through?
We didn't get through the whole thing. We're like halfway.
We played a chunk.
There is a note you get, not a spoiler because we all know it's Silent Hill. Yeah. That ties into Silent Hill. But that's it for it, Silent Hill.
Yeah, it looks like from my understanding, the building is weirdly Silent Hill-ish because
it is. Yeah. But it's the fog,
because they say all these people are committing suicide at this building.
Yeah, they said it's the fog. It's not really a spoiler because you could not find the note too, and not.
It's fine.
It's the fog that is appearing all over the world, and they can't explain after COVID why this fog is appearing, and it only affects people who are altered brain-wise.
So now,
that's how they tied it in.
So this is them bringing Silent Hill outside of like that.
And the girl I was watching said it was reaching. Like if you find that note is when you be able to tie it, and it's not really much of a spoiler because we know it's Silent Hill. Yeah. Or we know that it's based on Silent Hill. Yeah. But the girl's like, it felt like it was almost reaching to connect this. Like she goes, this could have been its own game and felt good also. Yeah. But I get it. I want it to be connected to I want it to be more connected to Silent Hill. But
Silent Hill, my personal opinion, because you've had so many characters go through their own, it's everyone going through their own personal hell, and like where it shows up is very dependent on like the person and their
I like that thought. I like that thought where it could be anywhere, or you could run into it, or I like that where it's not just the town. I like that.
But the idea is that when you go through that hell, it's the brand of it is Silent Hill. Yeah. So that's why it's like, okay, everyone's personal hell exists within this town. It's like that. Yeah. That town is purgatory in a way.
Did you run into anything yet?
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I was like, I like this monster. Like it's scary. You just running and running and running. Like you'll walk to people who haven't played it or seen it played. I know you haven't either. Like when the door opens, you walk into a hallway and all of a sudden it's like, run now. You need to start running. The music starts playing. You're running. You're trying to find the exit. You're going in these doors, and the doors don't necessarily make any sense that you go into. Like there's multiple doors and you have to try to keep going and not get caught, and it's actually kind of scary. I was like, okay, this is what I want to see. I hope the games they're gonna release is this.
Yeah, it's the same creature designer from like Silent Hill 2. So the same guy who designed Pyramid.
I was like, no wonder why. I was like, this.
He's a really good creature designer.
Yeah,
and the gameplay is like Shattered Memories. Where it's like, except no ice. That game is full of like
full
Mr.
ice.
Freeze.
I was like, no wonder why I enjoyed this game. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the twists and turns. I know you guys haven't gotten through it fully yet, but I enjoyed the twists and turns of the game. And you know, as you're playing it, you're like, you think it's like, oh, this might be like the second one. It might not be like the second one, and that's interesting, and I enjoyed it.
I really thought one funny thing about the game is when you're in the room with all like insults, and I was like, man, I've been called worse things than that in my sleep.
You're like, dude,
these insults like duty head, butt face,
lint liquor.
Yeah, I'm like, hello here. I've been called terrible things that I don't even think you could put on this wall.
Yeah.
So and it was like loser and stuff like that. I was like, really?
Wow.
This is what did it to you? Or
this is what's getting people?
Wow. Interesting.
I really like the evolution of like that safe room you go into, the one with the paintings on the wall.
Yes, yeah.
I really love the evolution of that. I was like, that was very, and even the monster being like pretty also, like being part cherry blossom. I kind of like that it was scary and yet beautiful at the same time. And this was really good considering it was a free game, that they're just like, take it, you can have it, you don't have to pay anything. And I also heard that they released this game so they could teach people who haven't played Silent Hill how to play Silent Hill. That's interesting. Before they released the other games.
Get used to not fighting, because you get rewarded for not killing monsters in Silent Hill.
Yeah. So it's like this. I wonder if this is just an introduction to what it's going to be, and I'm very, very excited to see what. I almost don't want to get my expectations here.
In my brain, it was like a makeup for PC, because they knew PC came out, it was just a demo.
But they put some of the aspects into it, and I was oh my god, they put some of the aspects into that, and I was like, I wonder if they were practicing to get ready for something that they were making. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen what that game would have been, but now it's like, I think this was their way of saying all right, this is it. This is our new thing.
This is our modern PC.
Our free makeup for it. Now, let's start back on this foot.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I enjoyed it so far.
Yeah.
And it's nice to look at. It's weirdly the environments are cool to look around and see what's there.
I think you're in a school. I think it is.
Yeah,
it's debate in school.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. I like it.
I'm excited for 2 remake.
Yeah.
So excited. But it was good considering, again, that it's free and that they just wanted people to enjoy it. And I, as a fan, enjoyed it. I know some people were wishy-washy on it. Whoa. They weren't sure. They were like, how dare they? Certain fans are like gatekeepers. They make free DLC. Yeah, I was like, certain people are gatekeepers. A lot of people are gatekeepers, and they just can't let go and just be happy that they're making games, because they could just be like, we're not making any more Silent Hill games. Deal with it. You're going to have to deal with a movie for the rest of your life. Deal with it.
Yeah, aren't they making 2 movies on a show?
Yeah, they're making a movie based on, their weird Ascension thing was their show. Oh. And that was really dog shit.
I didn't know it was released already.
And it was paid to influence the story. It was really bad, because everyone watches it together, and you could use influence points to decide what the characters do, and you can't change it. What happens in the story is now what happens in the story, and you could buy the points, so you could buy to influence. Okay, well now I wanted this. Yeah.
Wait, wasn't that the one that's on mobile or something?
Yes, the one that
that we reviewed.
Cash grab. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Now that's flashing right back into my brain.
But the movie's going to be an adaptation of Silent Hill 2. So
neat.
Yeah.
Excited.
It's sort of the way modern video games, if it's sort of an expectation now that they're going to, it's you're not just signing up and buying this game, you're going to buy this game and maybe it's a free extra DLC down the line in a few months or something like that. Is that kind of, because it seems like some games have been doing that, God of War did it. Did you try it by any chance?
Not yet.
No.
We're still
I didn't care for it.
Really?
Oh, really? Okay.
And I was just how am I supposed to feel? Because I was internet, tell me how to feel. And the internet, it's an excellent addition. It's awesome. And I was just I
don't want to ruin the story that's already there. That's
you're
what I'm
going through this. Now, if I talk about it, you're never going to play, because I'm going to make it sound shitty. But
or it's going to make it better for one.
It's free.
It's free, so go shoot.
It's free. And I guess the people that actually know the story, unlike me, especially before these 2 more modern games, I guess it's maybe more for them. You're just kind of going through this thing over and over again. And I guess you're supposed to review different parts of Kratos' life and I don't know, things that he went through as he's battling old foes and stuff like that. But just the concept of anytime you either die or I guess make it to the end, you start right back at the very beginning and you have to go through it again and go through different paths and doors, and I'm it's not for me. It's not my jam. I like something a little bit more adventurous than this.
Makes sense.
And I don't remember how to play this game.
There's so many games.
He makes I used to, a trail of ice going. That doesn't seem to hurt them very much. Yeah,
it just goes on. There's so many games.
Yeah, so I was I guess I could see how they were able to make that free. But they're making some free DLC for the Hogwarts game too.
Very excited.
Which, now my expectations are low because I'm like, if it's anything, I mean, I personally didn't appreciate that one, so it's not Quidditch though, right?
Yeah, I heard people were upset about the Quidditch.
I heard it's because they made a different Quidditch game, so they're like, they gotta buy that one if they want to play Quidditch.
Of course, cash grab there, Warner Brothers. Come on, but yeah, I'm excited for that.
That's soon, right? I think it's this month.
I hope so.
Okay. But you guys played a very highly anticipated game, right? I'd like to hear that.
So Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. So Alex started playing it first because when it first came out, I heard a lot of people complain about it. So I was like, I don't know if I'm really gonna go and get this game. But then Alex was like, no, this game is like awesome.
Yeah, not surprised.
And then we ended up getting it. And we even played together.
I got it for Valentine's Day for you.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
Yeah, and
just had to.
It's a lot of fun. It's like
for him. You're welcome.
So it's a lot of fun.
He's too proud to admit it, clearly.
Clearly, he doesn't want to say that was his Valentine's Day gift, but fuck me. It's fine. I just shit all over my gift, but it's fine.
I like this game.
I appreciate
Stop shitting on me.
Shitting all over my gift. All over it.
So it's a fun game.
Yeah.
I like the story.
I do.
I did not expect to like it as much because of how everybody was talking about it.
Yeah.
But
Can I tell you how much I love the Harley Quinn in this game? I honestly think this is the best version of her that they've ever had in a video game or even per se a story.
She's not horny Quinn.
She's not horny Quinn. She's her own. Even if she is a little crazy, which is just her character.
Yeah.
She's not that crazy. Like you can tell she is like smart. Like you're like, this girl could take out everyone if she really wanted to be. And that's what I like about it. They didn't make her stupid. They didn't make her, just full crazy. They made her like an equal balance of like being aware of what she was doing and being very, very smart. Like, without spoiling it for anybody who didn't play the Batman scene where the fear gas, I was like, okay, that was very like intelligent for her to do. I was like, oh my God, this girl's a mastermind. I go, she's very like secretly intelligent. I enjoyed it. I enjoy the skins. I just enjoy it. It's very good. I like it.
Yeah. The one thing that I think I don't enjoy is because it's very much like Fortnite, right? And like that's not the type of games I normally play. And I'm used to like the Arkham type of games where you're like fighting people, you're punching them, and you're doing like all these stealth things too. So
I wish hands-on did a little bit more, like the melee. I wish it did a little bit more, but that's fine. I'll use melee anyways. I don't care.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I agree. I wish that like you can fight instead of having to shoot, like being forced to shoot, because I feel like I would enjoy the game more if I could just travel around, beat the crap out of people, and go instead of having to. I gotta pull my gun now. I gotta aim. I gotta shoot. Now I gotta that's. But people who play that type of game probably enjoy that stuff. But
what's funny is that like you guys like Ratchet and Clank, and he only has like 3. So, and this game's kind of like similar with the combat. It's like you have your like few sets of moves or like, and then most of it is like the guns. So from that perspective, I was like, it's that, but with like crazy traversal.
Yeah. Where I like it. I don't like the hordes. Like how many come. I'm like, give me a minute. And then I noticed there's just a few things. Like there's like little tiny glitches where like, I was aiming for here and it shot me to the bottom. And I was like, I didn't ask for this. But while you're in the middle of like these hordes coming at you, I wish there was a way that you could heal yourself without shooting people's legs and I wish there was a way, I have a med pack, use it, like any other game would do. Because I don't like that there's only 3 revives, even if you're on the easiest level. I think because we're playing like the easiest level for the story pretty much. I wish because you're on the easiest level, it would give you more like revives from the team members.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I didn't die too much. Other than like bosses, like
bosses,
or that giant cannon.
Who was tough. Superman was tough.
Yeah, even the first Flash fight. Was like tough. But I don't know.
you get to see them all die.
You kill him.
Yeah.
I think the most devastating one is Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Very devastating. I was like, I need to go sit somewhere and take a few deep breaths.
So I liked the Avengers game, which was like a lot of combat, and if you play as Black Widow, you get like shooting and stuff. So I was like not excited for this game. I knew the Arkham games were its own thing, and I was excited to see the story continue, but I was like, oh fuck, you're gonna kill everybody, like
right.
that fucking sucks. And the gameplay was like, we even talked about it on the podcast where I was like, I don't want to buy this game. But there's a data miner who did all the leaks for Avengers, and they were like, look, people are putting misleading stories out there about this game. People are saying these things about this game. It's not true. And Disney. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And IGN was.
I was
putting out,
saying
like,
that.
countless-
I was like, they're definitely paying people off to say like shitty things about this game.
IGN was putting out like countless articles being like, this game is terrible. It's a terrible, like, the worst performance to have is like Kevin Conroy's last performance. And like they were saying like some awful shit. So I'm like, all right, look, I follow this data miner throughout all the Avenger game stuff. Let me see what he has to say. And he has this big document, and there's like spoilers in it, and he's like, look, this is what they're showing you, this is what like the files say. And then I was like, all right, let me actually give this game a try, because what he's saying sounds more interesting to me than what I'm seeing. And then I played the game, I was like, oh fuck, it's good.
Yeah,
I was like, whoops.
I'm annoyed at the reviewers that we watched saying like they're returning the game. Like, how dare they? Like, I was like, that was like let go, bro. Like, it's not that deep. Like,
you play the game and you're like, okay, well, we killed Flash, but you're like, oh, he's not dead.
Yeah,
he got beamed up to Brainiac's ship, and sorry, spoilers.
Yeah. No, I was curious. Like, is there more substantial? Because like, yeah, they kill everyone, and then they're just like, all right, we did it.
And like Green Lantern, you kill him, and it's like, okay, well, what happens when Green Lantern dies? His ring flies off, and finds somebody else who's worthy of the ring or to protect. And what happens? The ring doesn't fly off.
The whole time they were doing that, I was like,
yeah. So
why isn't the ring?
It's like, oh, he's not dead.
But like, I think even if they do die, they probably do something like they did with Lex.
Yeah. If might have to do it for Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Wonder Woman is
I think
fucking dead.
Yeah, there's no way you can bring back Wonder Woman.
No.
How's
she
Batman not?
like.
Wait, disagreement.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I'm just. How is Batman not dead?
What does Lex literally say? So Superman.
Oh, the genetic thing. Okay, I got you. Yeah, you got me.
Superman literally gets stabbed in like the heart with kryptonite, and he's like, "I'm good."
Yeah. I forgot that Brainiac did that thing.
So,
yeah, you're right.
So Batman can't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's true.
Yeah.
They also just left. Who did they leave there? That I was like, you're just gonna leave him there? Who did they knock out? And I'm like, they're just leaving him there. They're just walking away. They're just. Wasn't it Flash? Who was it?
Green Lantern?
No, he did it.
He got barbecued.
No. It was somebody where like you're just gonna walk away Superman. I was like, all right, just leave his body there, whatever.
Oh yeah, that's true.
They all got beamed up though, all of them.
Yeah,
except Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's fucking dead.
Yeah.
She like.
Why'd they kill her?
She dead. No,
she was the only one that was still good.
Yeah. So in the game, like she's the one of the only Justice League members that's still like, guys, like I'm gonna try to. You're doing your plot like. With Task Force X and Argus trying to kill the Justice League, and you see her throughout the whole game being like, I'm trying to find my own way to stop them, to bring them back, to save them, and then she gets fucking decimated.
She gets
destroyed
like,
her.
For a minute there, you're like, oh, she's gonna win. Like she's got this shit under control, or at least somewhat under control. And then you're like,
she's holding her own for a while. But like, oh fuck. God.
The issue is the only issue I have in comics.
No,
you killed her.
No.
You didn't kill Wonder Woman?
We didn't kill Wonder Woman.
The plot of this game and what I thought your motivation is, you're dismissing yourself from any responsibility.
Yeah, -1. -1. Kill the Justice League, -1.
She died in the prequel?
She's the only one that doesn't get taken by Brainiac and is not like she's conscious. Like she's like still she's been hiding and like running around. in the comic, there's been at least several times that she's beat the shit out of Superman, and I'm like, I like where they're like, oh, she's winning, and then she's like, oh, I can't do it. And
genetically altered Superman.
True.
Yeah, exactly.
Genetically altered.
Where she literally had
loophole there.
She would have killed him.
She would have.
Yeah.
I said
That's
she's a
what
god.
I got you.
It's a difference.
He's like,
she's literally
back off.
canonly a god in this one, and I'm like, I get it, but I wonder if the way that they could bring her back is be like she's reborn.
Talk about character representation in games and media. This was my favorite Wonder Woman.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
She was so fucking
She was so
cool.
pretty.
She was awesome.
She was very pretty
She was
too.
so good.
I mean, like, I'm not judging on looks, but she was the most. She was the prettiest Wonder Woman they put out there. I'm telling you, because they make Wonder Woman really like butch in a lot of games. Like, they make her like very manly, and I like that she can look like a woman and be equally as strong.
Yeah.
You know, it matters. I know you think it doesn't matter, but like that's what she's known for. Like, she's literally a god. You're gonna tell. Okay.
No, yeah,
I
she's
hear ya.
awesome.
You know, her face is her characters. I literally, when they have the holograms before I was walking in, I was like, I have to see every time. I was like, did they ruin her representation, or did they make her like the way she should be? They made her the way she should be. They made her the way she should be. They hit it though, and I was like, oh, don't hit all. It's fun.
I think if you play through the Arkham series and you enjoy those games, or if you enjoy like shooters, either one of those, like, you should play the game and give it a shot.
Yeah.
Like, the game right now is slated for 4 seasons of additional content, which means that every 6 weeks you're getting more content for the game. And it's going to be story content as well. So,
and there's definitely plenty of missions to do after the fact. There's a lot of missions. There's Riddler missions. It makes sense. It just makes sense. I don't know why they didn't. I was very upset because the only thing I was upset about is why they didn't tie Gotham Knights into this.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
They say they can't, but it makes more sense if that's the reason why Batman's gone.
Brainiac can be there.
Yeah,
True.
they could be one of the ones.
Just because they mention, and they never mention if what happened to at least where we're at after the Batcave, and you see what you see. They never mention like. They're probably still like alive.
I think so.
Yeah. They have to be.
Yeah.
Because there's no blood.
Nobody, no cry.
There's not enough for it to be relevant for somebody dying.
And even what they said, it was like, oh, I think he lost. They didn't say, I think he's dead.
Yeah, they just said, I think he lost.
Yeah.
Like,
against Batman.
Batman.
So this is another character in there that they're like, maybe dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's cool. I think the one funny thing about the game is that you're doing like these Riddler trophies and challenges around the city, and they're like, we'd recommend you play as King Shark for this one.
Yeah.
We'd recommend you play as Harley Quinn. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll play as the guy with the jetpack that could fly through all these mountains. Thank you for your recommendation, though. Like, kindly fuck off. I'm going to use the jetpack guy.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah. And I beat all of them within like record time. It's like, no, I'm not using this other people that you're telling me to use.
That's the one other thing I have an issue with is the traversal in like the cooldowns for each one. I'm like, oh, can I just swing? Just let me do Spider-Man stuff. Let me get through this.
Everyone does have a very different traversal system.
Yeah.
So it's cool because the characters feel different. What's very cool about that, like, when you're playing as Deadshot, you are flying around. When you're playing as Harley Quinn, it's like Spider-Man meets Batman.
Yeah.
King Shark is like Jumpy the Jumper. He's like
Mr. Jump.
Yeah, Mr. Jumpy.
Mr. Jump.
I'm getting Donkey Kong 64 vibes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It really is kind of like that. But it's fun. I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would. So
I'm glad to hear. I honestly wouldn't have known if we hadn't talked about it here.
You're welcome.
Thank you. No, he said it to him again.
You're
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So at the start of this episode, there was something that we were like, this could be good material for the optimism
Yes,
corner.
I actually have.
And I actually already forgot what we were talking about.
I have an answer. Tornadoes.
Oh, to write tornadoes.
We were saying, does tornadoes turn the other way when it gets south of the board, like the
equator?
Yeah,
like when you flush?
Yeah. It actually is true.
Oh.
What the fuck?
The wind in the south hemisphere directs to the left, while in the northern hemisphere directs to the right.
Wow.
So if I
So
just start
tornadoes
spinning
turn
down there, I'll go
differently.
the other way, too.
Tornadoes turn differently.
Yeah.
Oh.
There.
That's a cool optimism.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to Optimism Corner. That was your fact.
Yeah.
Do dreidels spin the other way?
Whoa.
It's based on like
Like, you
whatever
try to do it and
magnetic.
God, yeah.
I guess if it's based in magnetic field or like
Yeah.
in the water or the air or
My dreidel is based on
gravity,
magnetic field.
whatever gravity is. I don't know.
My super magnet.
But now you know something you didn't need to know.
Think about
You see a
that,
tornado run.
Dorothy.
Yeah. There's your fact. There also was a earthquake in Japan yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, on New Year. On New Year, it was a 7.5.
Oh my
earthquake.
God.
It was bad. And they right before that, they found an eel. Have you ever heard of an eelfish or an eelfish? They're really
Or
long.
the oarfish? Yeah.
They found an oarfish the day before, and that's supposed to be
bad luck. It's an omen.
yeah, the sign
it's an omen that there's going to be an earthquake.
Oh.
And so that's the way they started their year, just like the way we started our year with a ton of earthquakes. They started their year with an earthquake.
Wow.
I was like it. All right.
Mhm.
There's your fun facts.
Nice. Okay.
Yep.
So we have one more very important segment to this episode. Alex's patented Batwoman episode review.
Woohoo! Guys, welcome to the Batwoman Gazette, the Gotham Gazette, where Batwoman is king or queen.
Oh.
This episode introduced Cluemaster,
Oh.
and it did it in the coolest way possible by showing him in jail and being like, hey, you're Cluemaster. I put you in this jail. And then they're like, yep. And then a title card goes 5 years later.
Oh.
And he gets out of jail.
Interesting.
And he gets out of jail by pretending to lay down and then stabbing one guard in the neck.
Oh.
Then he's free.
Sounds
Just
like
took him 5 years to come up with that.
they stole that for Cobra Kai.
Fortunately, yeah, one stab to the neck took 5 years of planning. But Cluemaster, as we all know, is the father to Stephanie Brown.
Yep.
And Stephanie Brown shows up in this episode. So she does make her first appearance in Batwoman as I'm colorblind. She looked ginger to me. I don't know. Someone will have to fact check that.
I'll do it
It
right
could
now.
have been like lime green or something.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm fucking brown, and I'm like, what a redhead. Oh yeah, it's
What color is your hat?
brown.
What's the name of the show, Gotham?
Whoa.
No, it's
Batwoman.
Batwoman.
Thank you.
The brown.
And so basically, Batwoman's ex, the crow cop, she knows who Batwoman is now because last episode she hid the DNA from the cops, and she
What did you think it was? I'm sorry.
Red.
His hair?
her hair.
Her hair, Stephanie Brown.
Oh, Stephanie Brown. Okay. I thought you meant Cluemaster. I'm sorry.
No, Cluemaster was blonde.
Green.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So yeah, Super Cop or Crow Lady she's the one who put. It is okay. Cool.
Her hair is orange. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Her hair is orange.
Oh,
Yeah. In the comics, she's also very blonde.
Yeah.
She's very blonde.
see.
This is
For her first representation
That's weird.
in media, but it's one of those things. It's like, okay. So, and it's the Batwoman show.
That's true. That is true.
Let's dial down any expectations we have.
True.
Super Cop is the one that put Cluemaster behind bars.
Okay.
And because she got a secret tip from someone that was like, hey, yo, idiot, this is his clue. This is where he's hiding. Please arrest him. I'm sick of seeing him kill people. So she believes that Cluemaster is after her this whole episode. So she's like, Cluemaster's out of jail. We got to find Cluemaster. And clue.
Ooh.
And during this time, Alice is being held by Black Mask. I'm just going to do this whole plot line first so we can get back to the main stuff.
Okay.
Unlike how the episode is, that jumps around back and forth non-fucking stop. She's being held by Black Mask, who has Kate with the little, literally Jim Carrey, the mask.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
And she's still wearing that. And she's like, oh my god, you're Roman Sionis' daughter. That's why you're wearing this mask. Because we trampled you when we ran out of Arkham. But now you have burns? So she goes, wait a second. I got it. I'll tell Black Mask because I'm a master of making faces that are really real. As she's done. Which I thought that was Mouse's ability that she Right? That was the implication. Like, I make faces, and then he's able to use them.
Wear them.
And, like, mimic people. Now she's like, I'm a master of making faces. So, Roman Sionis, I can make your daughter again. And he's like, tell me how to do it. And she goes, I'll do you one better. I'll show you how to do it.
Okay.
He goes, can you just have a fucking face, please? He's like, okay. So basically, she gets a face, she puts it on her, like comically stretches it over her face, and then the next scene, it's her face.
Yeah, she's automatically them. And then, like, when she's ready to take it off, it looks like plastic again.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
And she goes, wait a second. Roman Sionis' daughter is definitely dead because I stepped over her on the way out of Arkham. And she goes, but your eyes, those are my father's eyes. You are Kate. So it clicked for her.
She found out now.
She knows that she's Kate.
Oh my god.
That took a whole episode.
Wow.
But yeah. And then...
So it's a different actress now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But she's got the father's eyes.
Right, of course. As you do.
As you do. Or else it wouldn't be Kate. Forget the fact, I thought it was so funny that she just put a new face on this fucking mauled, burn victim Kate, and then from putting a new face on, she's like, Kate!
Yeah. Defeats the whole purpose.
I was like, that makes no fucking sense. Are you kidding me? That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. But whatever. That's this show. So, Ryan shows up and at her apartment, and Kate's sister and Kate's ex, the cop, are chilling, and they're drinking this tequila. And they're like, woo, tequila time. And the cop,
as you do.
Yeah, the cop, which even Ryan's calling her like crow, you crow, crow, is like, look, I got this tequila from the office. Let's all party and drink. And then she's like, oh, yeah, all right, we'll all drink together. And basically the cop girl is all night hinting, like, I know you're Batwoman. I know you're Batwoman. And she's like, they play Never Have I Ever. And she goes, God. Which you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to say things you have never done.
Yeah.
And then see if people drink. But the cop girl goes, never have I ever been saved by Batwoman. And then she takes a shot herself. And then Ryan takes the shot, and she goes, how are you saved by Batwoman? Huh? I get, how are you saved? That doesn't make sense.
Oh, my God.
And then she goes, well, I was saved by, the other Batwoman. And she goes, oh, you were saved by the OG Batwoman. That makes sense. Because how would you be saved by the other Batwoman? Like, fuck, dude.
Smart. Very smart.
Yeah. And then they find this big worm at the bottom of the tequila.
Oh.
But instead of like a normal tequila worm, it's like this big caterpillar thing. Yeah, it's fucking, it's like a rock.
Wow.
And they're like, I dare you to drink. And they're like, that caterpillar's poisonous.
In the bottle they've been drinking.
Yeah, in the bottle they've been drinking.
Huh. So they're all poisoned.
You would think, because that's what they just fucking said, right? You would think.
Yes.
But no, they're like, oh my God, there's a note on this tequila bottle. It's from Clue Master. It says, we poisoned someone and you have to go save them. And they're like, oh my God, we were poisoned. And they're like, no, someone else was poisoned. You have to go save them.
Clue Master's a bro. He was like, I want them to have their night. But then they got to do this thing.
So
when
now,
they're drunk.
that's the other
into
thing.
The night.
You think they'd be fucking drunk. They just, 3 people finish a bottle of
hard
fucking
liquor.
tequila.
Yeah.
And no, they do the whole night, bro. They're like, okay, we got to go follow these clues.
Oh my God.
No gaps in logic. They figure out every clue immediately.
Oh my God.
So
super functional alcohol.
crazy. So the first clue is like they say the word hot shot in it, and they're like, oh, hot shot. So Ryan's like, I need to light this bottle of tequila on fire so we could find the
Are you
first
sure they're not
clue.
drunk?
No, because it works, and that's the first clue.
Oh.
And then there's like one little logo
Drunk
on
luck.
the bottle.
Yeah. Logic works.
Yeah,
There's
like it
one
does.
logo on the bottle, and the Crow Girl's like, I know exactly where this is. This is where Clue Master had his old game show, and he got mad because the game show questions were too easy.
roll my eyes.
I've never been so sure the writers were drunk while writing the episode.
They drank a bottle of tequila.
They went on a power
Yeah,
trip.
like, what? We lit it on fire.
They went on a power trip because they're like, there's no way this could get canceled. There's no way.
So they follow the first clue and they find Stephanie Brown in a just glass box. And she's like, help me, help me. And they're like, she's been poisoned.
Because when you're in a glass box, you've obviously been poisoned.
Poisoned. You're not going to suffocate to death, which probably would have been a better clue. She's also poisoned behind the glass.
Oh my
And
God.
they see like these big targets, and there's like 5 of them. And then they have these animal blocks. Clue Master's real smart here. So each animal block has a chain on it. And they're like, okay, well, we have this gun, we have these bullets, we have these targets. We must have to shoot these targets in the right order. So they're like, okay, maybe it's by alphabetical. So they put them up, and they're like, well, that's a bobcat. And then she's like, no, that's a puma. It'd be under P, not B. And they're like struggling to figure out. And then eventually, wait a second, these blocks have chains on them. It's the food chain.
Bobcats?
Yeah, and they say it's a puma.
10 times smaller than a puma.
No. They say it is a puma.
It's a size
they
a
fight
little
over
bit bigger
this.
than a cat and
Yeah.
like a little bit taller than a cat.
They
And there's
fight
like a
over
puma, like as big as a lion,
Yeah.
a female lion is the same thing. And they don't even look the same. Thank you.
I guess they needed something to be like, nope, alphabetical's not going to work.
Okay.
So they do food chain. And then someone who had 5 shots of tequila now shoots a gun
Oh my
with
God.
a girl in a glass box, and the target's right in front of her, having to shoot them in order, and hits the bullseye on every shot.
Drunk luck.
Drunk luck.
Yeah.
They're beginning very drunk luck.
And they even say to her, they're like, are you sure you can do this on 5 shots of tequila? And she goes,
So they bring it up. It's not like they forgot about it.
no, they bring it up. Yeah, 100%.
It's like the hangover, like the episode.
But they'll, because she knows she's Batwoman, and Batwoman's like, are you sure you want to do the shots? And she goes, why? Do you have expertise that you want to tell me about? You want to tell me about?
Still on her game.
Yeah, still on this fucking
Still on
Batwoman
it.
ship. So then they go to Clue Master. They give her, Stephanie Brown, the antidote too. And then they're like, who are you? She's like, I'm his daughter. They're like, yeah, okay. And then she just flirts with Luscious for the rest of the episode.
Really? Huh. Okay.
They just bring her to Luscious, and then they are talking to each other, and she's talking in Clue, which is really fucking stupid.
What?
And then he's like, I found out your name because each sentence you said was the first letter of a strong woman.
That's
and
so
that's
hot,
your
yeah.
name. And then they're like, they're flirting with each other. I'm like, they're not flirting with each other. That's no dimension.
Oh man.
So yeah, so
Wow.
Stephanie Brown does her thing, and she goes off to flirt, and then she also bashes Luscious over the head with a
Oh,
and knocks him out,
fantastic.
and basically leaves him for dead.
Oh.
But the other girls, they go to Clue Master's game show place. They walk inside and they step on this pressure plate, and it's like, now welcome to the game. I'm Clue Master. And he's like, which one of Batman's villains talked in riddles? Was it the Joker, the Scarecrow, or the Riddler?
That was his harder questions.
Yeah, so he asked them these questions. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then she's like, which villain has a casino called and has to do with ice? And then the Crow Girl's like, I know this one, Mr. Freeze.
Oh.
And then Ryan's like, no, you fucking dumbass. It's the Penguin. And then they're like, who was the new Batwoman's first victim, or first bad guy she fought? Basically victim.
Might
Who's
as
the
well
first
be.
bad guy she fought? And they say it, and she's like, this one. And then the girl's like, oh, how'd you know that one so quick?
Oh my God.
It's like, well, oh my God. And then Clue Master's like, okay, you're done with the game. Now you have 45 minutes. You're stepping on a pressure plate. It's going to blow up. Okay, bye. And then Ryan and her sister are like, okay, fuck, we have 45 minutes, and Cop Girl's not on the pressure plate. We need to get her to save us. What do we do? And they're like, call Luscious. on the floor, knocked out.
Oh
Yeah,
my
dead.
god.
Dead.
So
He
then
flirted too hard. Got knocked out.
He rizzed
That
too
was
hard.
her
death by flirting.
death by Riz.
Yeah.
Oh, the Rizzler.
She's playing hard to get. Literally.
So they're like, look, there's only one way we're gonna get out of here. You have to tell her you're Batwoman. And she's like, I'm not gonna tell her I'm fucking Batwoman. So she comes in the room and she was like, look, I know you're Batwoman. Can you please just help me save you? And then she's like, okay, fine. Go to Kate's office. Press this button. Go down the pole. Go to the Batcave. Get the big thing with the red stick on it. And then she's like, got it. And she just runs off and comes back, saves them. And then Stephanie Brown, she finds out where the Clue Master is. She goes, I know what you've been doing. You were never after the cop. You were after me. Which, she was just in a glass tube.
And poison.
So he's like, yes, I've tried to make you study and be my protege. I want you to work for me. She's like, she like does this thing where it's implied that she's gonna like knock him out or something. And then she just takes out her phone to call the cops. So he gasses the shit out of her.
Oh, damn, all right.
And then his mastermind plan is to put her in a gas-filled car and kill them both.
Oh.
And they're just sitting in the car, and she's like, unlock the fucking door!
She's got like the child safety lock on the windows.
He thought of everything.
Yeah.
It's in a garage.
She doesn't try to kick the window out. She doesn't try to kick the windshield. She just, open the fucking door!
Oh, my God.
Open the door!
Oh my god.
And then Luscious comes with a baseball bat and just breaks the glass.
Oh, he's fine.
Yeah. And
After that love tap.
Yep.
That's so funny.
And then
And he
everybody's
sweeps her off her
okay.
feet. Yeah.
Everybody's okay.
Shipping them.
Luscious tells Stephanie, she's like, you have to find your own people. You got to find people like I found my people. You got to find your own people.
You
What?
can find your people in
What
my
does that
pants.
Yeah.
They're flirting with each other.
And then basically the episode ends with Ryan being like, now that you know my secret of me being Batwoman, you have to keep it safe. And then the cop girl's like, I already did, you fucking dumbass. I deleted your criminal record so they didn't DNA test you. And she's like,
god.
what? And the episode ends.
Wow. That actually sounds like a really fun episode.
Yeah.
It was more fun than others.
So
Definitely
Stephanie
still not
Brown
good.
never really becomes spoiler.
No, but she says spoiler alert, or spoiler alert, spoiler, spoil, spoil.
All the time?
Like, maybe like
Never
45
mind.
fucking
It's not
times. Like 45 times in this fucking episode.
Oh, man.
Yeah. She says it constantly. I was like, what? There's the hint. There it is. Oh, it's again.
There it is.
Is this even a hint anymore? Wow. All
There's
right.
crammed a lot into that one, it seemed like. Especially for the Berlanti verse. That sounds like 4 episodes in one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So with that, I think we've reached the end of this here Pseudo Adults episode. We thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll catch you on the next one, everyone.
Whoa. There's the ending. Whoa. Everybody heard it?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa,
I'm
whoa, whoa, whoa,
I'm
whoa,
Alex.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh. Hi, I'm Rachel.
Hi.
This is Tony.
And I'm Kyle. We're Pseudo Adults.